I'm not going to comment on none of that because again, the focus is kind of what the focus is, and when that time comes, Tank will let you guys know.
Floyd Mayweather has just shared his insights on the upcoming fight between Gervonta Davis and Frank Martin. Leonard Ellerbe, CEO of Mayweather Promotions, firmly believes that Tank is going to beat Frank. Ellerbe confidently asserted, "Frank Martin can't beat Tank Davis. None of those guys can beat Tank Davis. Frank's a good fighter. He can't beat Tank, though." Ellerbe's familiar with this tune, having witnessed the bravado of previous lightweight contenders like Ryan Garcia, only to see them falter when it matters most in the ring. However, in a separate interview, Ellerbe showered Frank Martin with praise, almost ceremonially anointing him as the next challenger for Gervonta Davis. But when pressed about the matchup, Ellerbe's demeanor shifted abruptly. He appeared uneasy, as if facing the scrutiny of a relentless interrogator from centuries past.
Pitbull's style, he fights one way. He fights one way. He's very aggressive. And Rolly and his trainer have been working on ways to counter that kind of stuff. And he's not going to just continually run up in there on Rolly.
While Ellerbe was busy heaping praise upon Martin, he couldn't escape the inevitable truth. Martin simply doesn't have what it takes to outshine Tank. Martin's close win against a lesser opponent like Harutyunyan serves as a glaring indication that he's ill-equipped to conquer Tank or any other top 10 elite contenders. However, Ellerbe recognized Frank Martin's talent, underscoring his considerable skills in the ring. When confronted with criticisms regarding Martin's performance against Artem Harutyunyan, Ellerbe staunchly defended him. He adamantly refused to entertain any excuses or doubts about Martin's capabilities, asserting that all fighters, including Martin, deserve recognition for their talent and should be respected accordingly.
Frank Martin's a good fighter. Yeah. He's a very good fighter. And some of the things I've been hearing lately just about him, from just browsing it, it's like people want to make excuses now. They want to make excuses.
For who?
They want to make excuses to talk about this fighter ain't that good, and I don't want to hear none of that. All these fighters are good.
The power dynamics are clear. Tank is the primary source of money for them, and his team isn't willing to jeopardize that status by pitting him against a threat. Yet fans are growing tired of these one-sided matchups. They yearn to see Tank tested against truly formidable opponents. In spite of this, Ellerbe emphasized the skill level of all fighters, refusing to downplay their abilities. He lauded Frank Martin as a committed and talented boxer who always gives his best in the ring. Nonetheless, Ellerbe candidly expressed his doubts about Martin's chances against Tank, describing Tank as a multifaceted fighter with a sharp boxing mind, capable of adapting to any style. Ellerbe couldn't contain his anticipation for Tank's upcoming bouts, even while acknowledging Martin's prowess.
All these fighters are good. Frank Martin ain't no chump. He fight his off. He can't beat Tank, though. He's a good boxer. He's a slick boxer. Tank can do all that, though.
Yeah.
Tank can do all that. And then, Tank does what he does. Tank has an extremely high IQ. Extremely high IQ. He can do it all. He can box, he can bang.
It is true that Gervonta Davis remains a towering figure in the realm of boxing, with his potential return and talks of future fights igniting fervent excitement among fans and followers. While it might be too early to dissect the intricacies of the matchup, it's only natural to seek insights from those entrenched in the world of combat sports. Kermel Moton has added his voice to the discussion, offering his perspective on the unfolding narrative. When pressed about his thoughts on the showdown between Davis and Martin, Moton didn't shy away. The reporter queried, "Can I get a prediction on Tank versus Frank from you if that fight were to come?" Moton added, "I think it's going to be a great match. I feel like Frank will probably get the first few rounds. We know Tank gives away rounds a lot." However, Moton also noted that Tank wouldn't waste much time leveraging his extensive experience to close the gap with Frank and impose his dominance to secure victory in the contest. Moton added, "I feel like he'll probably catch him, he used to experience, and catch him later on in the fight and get the dub." In a thorough analysis, Showbiz the Adult has previously emphasized the importance of Tank's potential move to the 140-pound division as a critical stride in solidifying his legacy within the boxing sphere. He expressed, "Stepping up to the 140-pound division isn't just a move, it's a monumental leap towards greatness. Tank's journey from 135 to 140 pounds is more than weight, it's about legacy." This conversation isn't intended to diminish Tank's standing or directly compare him to other fighters like Devin Haney. Instead, it delves into the realm of rationality and logic, focusing on the strategic moves necessary for Tank to solidify his place among among boxing's legendary figures. Showbiz said, "In the squared circle, legacy is forged by the fires of challenge and adversity. For Tank, moving to 140 pounds is not running from competition, it's sprinting towards history." The central argument revolves around the idea that the 135-pound boxing division doesn't offer Davis the requisite challenges to firmly establish his legacy as one of the all-time greats in the sport.
North, right, it's just more natural for him. He wants to make his own legacy.
Showbiz emphasized Davis's foray into the 140-pound division during his bout against Mario Barrios. He said that Tank's encounter with Barrios at 140 pounds had been a tale of power, discomfort, and strategic caution. He noted that it had been a revealing chapter that underscored the need for a bigger stage to etch Tank's name among the boxing immortals. The examination delved deeper into historical precedents, such as Vasily Lomachenko and Floyd Mayweather, both of whom faced similar challenges when moving up to higher weight classes. However, they managed to overcome these hurdles and achieve success through their exceptional talents. Showbiz stated that, similar to Lomachenko and Mayweather, Tank possessed the skill and the heart to conquer higher divisions. He emphasized that it wasn't about size, but rather about strategy, speed, and spirit. Moreover, Showbiz argued that the true challenges and significant bouts for Davis await in the 140-pound weight class.
He doesn't fight black slick fighters. All of that is a race now. Fighting Frank Martin. I am extremely interested to see how Gervonta Tank Davis looks against a fighter who has high IQ, great movement, fights off his back foot, not much of a puncher, so he's more economical with his punches, and Tank has to box him aggressively and go get him. I just want to see that dynamic, see how Tank look. It can help me visualize how much trouble he'll be in against Devin Haney, or how easy it'll be for him for Devin Haney.
Fighters like Shakur Stevenson pose formidable challenges that are crucial for solidifying Davis's legacy. Talking about it, Showbiz said, "The journey of a fighter is measured by the caliber of his opponents. At 140 pounds, formidable adversaries like Shakur Stevenson await, offering Tank the battles worthy of a legend." However, the latest reports suggest that Shakur Stevenson, the burgeoning luminary in the realm of boxing, is primed for a triumphant return to his roots as he defends his title on home turf in New Jersey. Set to clash with Artem Harutyunyan, the WBC lightweight champion anticipates an exhilarating showdown, slated to unfold amidst the charged atmosphere of the Prudential Center in Newark. After clinching victories in the WBO featherweight and super featherweight categories, Stevenson sets his sights on conquering the competitive realm of the lightweight division. His imminent bout with Harutyunyan signifies not only a significant milestone, but also his inaugural defense of the coveted WBC lightweight championship, triumphantly seized from Edwin de los Santos in a memorable showdown last November. Notably, Stevenson finds himself grappling with the sole setback of being a step further from the eagerly anticipated unification bout with Gervonta Davis. Davis had made it clear that for Stevenson to earn a shot at him, he must first overcome de los Santos once more. A defeat to Harutyunyan would signal the demise of any hopes for a Stevenson-Davis showdown. In a candid conversation on Cigar Talks with Najee, Gervonta Davis didn't mince words when evaluating his possible opponent. Davis openly questioned Stevenson's defensive skills and expressed skepticism about the effectiveness of his offensive capabilities. When asked about the potential threat posed by Stevenson, Davis promptly waved it off, citing Stevenson's lack of notable accomplishments.
How? Show me something that he did spectacular. Show me something that he did outrageous. Show me.
Right,
his power not outrageous.
Okay.
What defense?
You don't think he got defense?
Davis began by analyzing Stevenson's defensive skills, implying a lack of agility and finesse needed to dodge strikes effectively. He openly dared anyone to present examples of Stevenson's slipping punches, suggesting a notable absence of such defensive maneuvers in Stevenson's skill set. Additionally, Gervonta Davis criticized Stevenson's inclination to retreat from opponents, suggesting a lack of confidence in engaging in close combat. Building on his assessment, Tank redirected his attention to Stevenson's offensive skills, asserting that they lack variety and originality. He claimed that Stevenson's offensive strategies adhere to a predictable pattern, making it easy for opponents to anticipate and neutralize his assaults. He openly encouraged viewers to review Stevenson's past fights, confident that they would find little evidence of innovative offensive tactics.
You never see him slip no punch. You never see him slip no punch. Go look at it. You see him back up from a lot of people. Back up, move around, move around. He don't got no technique. And his offense is the same thing. Go look at his fights.
So you
I
feel
probably
like
pin
that's
him on
easy
game.
work?
Probably yeah,
Hold on, but you feel like it's easy work though. You like,
come on, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I touched him with 16-ounce gloves on, and he ran. Imagine if I hit him with 8 ounces. The guy is here too.
Who? What guy?
The one that
was there?
No, the one that he sparred.
Oh,
the one that he fought.
Tank's candid assessment of Stevenson's strengths and weaknesses highlights his confidence as he considers a possible showdown between them. Known for his bold demeanor and unwavering self-assurance, Davis shows no signs of hesitation about facing Stevenson in the ring. Instead, he seems steadfast in his resolve to capitalize on what he views as shortcomings in Stevenson's style, firmly believing in his own abilities and strategic acumen to emerge victorious. Now, coming to Frank Martin, we know that he stands tall among the elite lightweights of the era. Yet, looming on the horizon is his next adversary, Gervonta Davis, delivering a blunt, cautionary message. Davis implies that Martin must not ease up on his training regimen, particularly after sightings of him reveling with Ryan Garcia. In a recent direct confrontation, the reigning champion Tank Davis expressed doubts regarding Martin's dedication, pointing to his frequent social engagements with Garcia. Davis questioned, "Do you have the skills to do that? You've been with Ryan, been drinking, been out with him partying. Do you have the skills to be out partying and missing training? You don't have the skills to be doing that." Davis highlighted Martin's late start in boxing, noting, "You started boxing when you were 15. If I started at 15. If I started when I was 15. I'm taking that off. I'm grinding and training all day. I'm grinding." In a press conference, Davis further dismissed Martin's bravado, stating, "He put on for the people that he comes with here, because they think they're thugs and shit like that. But I'm telling you, it's a different beast in front of him." Asserting his dominance, Davis warned, "Nobody that's walking with him, holding his hand, is going to be able to save him June 15th. I'm telling you. And it's a lot built up, and I'm going to take it out on him. Sorry, it's going to be him." On the other hand, Floyd Mayweather has dropped hints about stepping back into the boxing ring mere hours after Gervonta Davis issued a direct challenge. Amidst a storm of social media exchanges, Mayweather, the boxing legend, finds himself entangled in a feud with his once protege, Davis. Recently, Davis boldly proclaimed his ability to knock Mayweather out, sparking further speculation and excitement about a potential return to the ring for the iconic Mayweather. Their public altercation has taken a new turn since Tank was asked about a possible matchup with Mayweather after the press conference announcing his matchup with Frank Martin. "Me and Floyd? A spanking," Davis responded. Mayweather has recently hinted at a comeback to the boxing arena with an exhibition bout scheduled in Mexico, as unveiled through his Instagram. Additional specifics are poised for disclosure on May 15th. Although the prospect of Mayweather and Davis stepping into the ring against each other seems improbable, owing to their considerable age gap and Mayweather's retirement from professional boxing in August 2017, the illustrious 5-weight world champion persists in engaging in exhibition bouts, affirming his ongoing involvement in the sport. His most recent exhibition match took place against John Gotti III in June 2023. After Gotti III was disqualified, a melee broke out. Meanwhile, retired boxing legend Shane Mosley proposed an intriguing idea. Gervonta Davis and Floyd Mayweather should settle their differences just like Mike Tyson and Jake Paul did. It's an enticing notion considering the ongoing verbal jabs exchanged between the seasoned Mayweather and the up-and-coming Davis. But what's fueling this feud between the former mentor and protege? Reports indicate that Mayweather sneakily threw shade at his ex-top fighter, suggesting modern fighters waste cash on luxuries rather than investing wisely. In a twist of fate, Davis hit back, exposing Mayweather's financial snag in Dubai due to unsettled debts, igniting their feud. During an interview with The Art of Dialogue, Shane Mosley swiftly suggested a showdown to end the beef once and for all. When discussing the hypothetical matchup between Davis and prime Floyd Mayweather, Mosley expressed his belief that Pretty Boy would come out on top. Yet when the host posed the question of who would win in a bout between Tank and Money in the present day, Mosley appeared uncertain, unable to provide a definitive answer. So he said, "They should run that. Let's see if they can hold their own. That would be a big one." The decision to engage in such a bout ultimately rests with both fighters. However, a tweet from Gervonta Davis not too long ago implies his confidence in emerging victorious against Mayweather. During the peak of their feud, Gervonta Davis tweeted, "Now I f*** around and knock Floyd out when I see him, and I'll care about going back to jail," referencing his 90-day stint in Baltimore jail for breaking house arrest rules. He further added, "He is such a bitch. He doesn't allow his security to carry guns." Even the fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul could be eclipsed by a bout between Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis, despite the likelihood of such an event. In the unlikely event that they engaged in combat, especially with regard to the same card, the results would be enormous. In a recent twist, Davis has thrown down the gauntlet, boldly declaring his intention to knock out none other than Floyd. The unexpected proclamation stirred up quite a buzz, prompting inquiries when Mayweather made an appearance on the Cigar Talk podcast. Facing the scrutiny, Mayweather was pressed to address Davis's bold assertions. Could the young contender truly stand a chance against the retired Titan with an unparalleled record of 50 professional victories? Davis, undeterred by Mayweather's legacy, doubled down on his claim, asserting that he would administer a thorough spanking to the boxing icon. Such audacity left many in disbelief. However, amidst the skepticism, Shane Mosley weighed in with an intriguing perspective. Mosley posited that Davis's southpaw stance could serve as a strategic advantage, potentially tipping the scales in his favor against the seasoned Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather, I think, wins pretty easily at 135. He's a little taller, he's faster as a boxer, and I don't think Gervonta will be able to get closer. He won't be able to counterpunch Floyd because he's too short, said Shane Mosley initially. Mosley emphasized that Gervonta Davis wields the same formidable power he once did in his heyday. Furthermore, Mosley suggested that Davis, with his southpaw stance, could pose a significant challenge to Floyd Mayweather, who has historically struggled against opponents with a right leg lead. Floyd didn't like to play southpaws back then. That's why DeMarcus Corley and Zab Judah were kind of able to touch him a little bit. So that is a possibility, Mosley explained excitedly. Mosley responded to a question on which Mayweather would have performed better versus Davis before drawing to a close. According to Mosley, Mayweather, in either iteration, possesses the prowess to outmatch the prominent Gervonta Davis. He said, "Money Mayweather would have beat him. I think both Mayweathers beat him. Pretty Boy was more aggressive. I bet both versions of his style will win," concluded Mosley with a smile. In the intricate dance of fame and fortune, Gervonta Davis now stands at the pinnacle of success, securing a deal even grander than his mentors. Davis, alleging subtle jabs from Mayweather regarding financial prudence, sparks a feud that reverberates across the digital landscape. In a whirlwind of exchanges and subtle jabs, Davis graced the set of Cigar Talk following his intense showdown with Frank Martin, setting the stage for the unraveling of their conflict and the revelation of a major development. Najee, the host of Cigar Talk, delved into the simmering feud with Mayweather, eliciting a thought-provoking reaction from the Baltimore-born fighter. "A lot of people don't know what Floyd does. He was going at me, and I knew for sure he was going at me. That's why I went to him. There's no reason for me to go at Floyd," said Davis, referring to Mayweather's initial comment that he thought was directed at him. Najee brought up the observation that Davis and Floyd's interaction had become more and more of a love-hate relationship over time, to which Davis angrily disputed it and asserted that he had eclipsed Floyd's legacy. "I'm about at that point where I have passed him, and I am doing it at a young age," said Tank. Davis didn't stop at merely making his case. He went on to expand, disclosing a fresh agreement he had inked. Multiple sources suggest that Mayweather's arrangement with Showtime back in 2013 amounted to a staggering $200 million. Davis said, "That deal I'm talking about. He doesn't know about that yet. That's bigger than his deal." Davis opted to keep the details of his lucrative agreement with PBC under wraps. Conversely, Floyd Mayweather strategically severed ties with Top Rank by settling the contract for a hefty sum of $750,000, subsequently venturing into self-promotion and amassing a fortune through his fights. Speculations abound, with some sources hinting that the 5-division title holder's earnings may have surpassed the billion-dollar mark over the course of his illustrious career. Nevertheless, a boxing insider supported the charge Gervonta Davis leveled in his reply to Mayweather's purported remarks about him. Interestingly, 50 Cent extended a helping hand to Money, despite their turbulent past, showing unexpected solidarity. Although initially unconfirmed, boxing matchmaker Rick Glazer later verified the allegations on the X platform. He wrote, "Gervonta Tank Davis is correct that Floyd's being held there." A couple of days following that, on May 3rd, Glazer provided a fresh update regarding Mayweather's circumstances, asserting that he had been granted release by the Dubai authorities and had returned to the United States. Glazer wrote, "UAE released Floyd Mayweather as he's paid up in Dubai and he's now back in America. I don't think he'll want to owe any money in the Middle Eastern countries ever again." In essence, having previously battled under Mayweather's tutelage, Gervonta Davis appears to have clinched a deal that could rival even the most lucrative in boxing. Yet, the specifics of Davis's latest agreement remain shrouded in mystery. But, in the midst of the tumultuous exchanges unfolding on social media between them, Davis has penned a poignant declaration emphasizing the paramount value he places on loyalty. The timing of their social media interactions has led many to speculate that he's subtly referencing the ex-welterweight champion. Back in the early days of Tank's career, the two were inseparable, with him even signing up with Mayweather's promotion company. But as time passed, their bond weakened, and it's evident now that their relationship has soured considerably. On Instagram stories, Tank shared an image of him with a friend. Along with the image, he wrote, "Loyalty means everything. Why does this post matter, you wonder?" Tank and Pretty Boy were tight until just last year, when the legend lent a hand in sealing a lucrative deal for his bout against Ryan Garcia. But with Shakur Stevenson now stepping up to challenge Davis, Mayweather appears to be switching sides. As Tank playfully teased him about a supposed financial hiccup in Dubai, Mayweather countered by sharing a clip on his Instagram stories. Within the video, Shakur Stevenson delivered pointed comments aimed directly at Tank. He noted, "It's a fighter out here that's been calling your name that wants to fight you. Gervonta Tank Davis, let's make the fight happen. I'm tired of tweeting, I'm tired of talking about it. Stop ducking me and let's make the fight happen. In response, Tank also took to his ex and negated the relationship between Mayweather and Sugar. He noted, Floyd doesn't like him either. He is only siding with that kid because he is scared of Jay Prince, the father, and the kid is so easy to manipulate. Look how he had them go at the young boy with the Rolls umbrella. Kid looking for fame. As the drama unfolds both inside and outside the ring, one thing remains certain. Gervonta Davis's journey to boxing immortality is fraught with challenges, but his unwavering confidence and determination suggests that he's more than ready to rise to the occasion and etch his name among the sport's elite. Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.